Hello, fellow bakers, enthusiasts, and people who just want to see me talk. I'm Jan, and today I made this gorgeous, gooey, delicious chocolate brownie with a rice cooker. Welcome back. Now this here is my new Fuzzy Logic rice cooker, the Yum Asia Panda, that I bought after my old conventional rice cooker just decided to call it quits during the middle of dinner prep one night. This is Yum Asia's smallest model. It's about the size of my head. It's rated at 3.5 cups, which means it'll make 3.5 of these little cups, 180 mils, so smaller than a US cup, of uncooked rice, white rice at that, less of other types of rice. And in my experience, this means it'll feed around 5 people in one sitting. But others claim that this 180 mils of uncooked rice is one portion. So this would feed 3.5 people. But I mean really, really hungry people, if so. The reason that rice cookers are actually measured in this weird, call it non-standard size of cup is actually because all makers of rice cookers emulate the Japanese. And in Japan, the traditional measure for rice is 1 go. And that is traditionally the amount of rice one person has in one sitting. Now, I would assume that means cooked rice, but that would be a really small portion. So either people just like rice a lot more than I do, or then something doesn't add up with the story. Rice was actually such an important thing in Japan that their whole measuring system for volumes is based on rice. So 1,000 of these go is actually 1 koku. And 1 koku is the amount of rice that one person eats in a year. And that was actually used as measurement of wealth and farming capacity in feudal Japan. At any rate, this rice cooker is capable of a lot more than just plain old white rice. It has functions for long grain, short grain, brown, porridge, quick cook, slow cook, steam, and cake. That's right, an actual cake function. When I was doing my research before I bought this unit, I was a bit sad that every YouTube review that I saw of rice cookers that have a cake function, the reviewers go out of their way to mention that it can actually make a cake, but then they don't make a cake. How do you not make a cake with a rice cooker that makes cake? Why even bother to mention it if you're not going to do it? Anyway, what they proceed to do is cook rice without reading the instructions and clearly never having cooked rice before in their life, and end up with really weird stuff and pretending it's good. Now, most of us know how to cook rice. Most of us know how to cook rice with a rice cooker, and if you don't, instructions are on like page 2. So go read those and make yourself some perfect rice, like I do. But enough about rice. This is about cake. So let's get back to the cake. Cake. This recipe is actually straight out of this instruction booklet that comes with the Panda rice cooker. I've got the flour, the baking powder, because we don't use self-rising flour in Finland, and the cocoa powder already sieved into this bowl. And to this, I'll now add 90 grams of sugar. Get all of that in there. A small glass of milk. A jigger of oil. Some 70% dark chocolate that's been melted. And again, I want to get all of this in there because The flour isn't the part that people want to eat when they eat a brownie, is it? It's that chocolatey goodness. That's pretty clean, yeah? Cool. Then we'll just add a pinch of salt. Mix this all up. This mixes pretty easily. Well, usually it does. Of course, the one time I have to do it on camera, it gets fiddly. That's starting to be pretty good. Okay, and last but not least, we add more of that 70% dark chocolate, just cut into chunks. And mix them up, and there we go. Looking really dark, comes out almost black, which is what we want to see. Next, we take out what's known as the Ninja Bowl. It's a 2mm ceramic bowl that the rice cooker has that I have pre-oiled already. And that's just to make sure that the cake, once it's done, slides out of there without any issue. I'm sure it would be fine even without that, but it doesn't hurt to be careful, yeah? And next, we just pour all of this in. And again, careful to get as much of that as possible right in there. This is a really nice spoon, actually. It's by the Finnish company Fiskars. The orange parts are silicone, so it has a really good scooping method without causing damage to the bowl. And again, that's looking pretty good. Next, we want to pat this on the bottom a few times just to flatten it out, get rid of some of those misfires there, and the whole thing just goes into the machine. Close the lid, go into menu and select cake, select 30 minutes and hit start. And there you go. I'll see you in 30 minutes. And that sound means we're done. So first, let's see. Let's cancel the keep warm. Let's put it to the side so I can work a bit easier. Look at that cake. Nice steam rising off of that. Let's poke it in the middle. Nice and gooey. Eating all of that stuff. And since I don't want to cook it too much, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull the Ninja Bowl right out, set it aside here, and leave it to cool for about probably 10-15 minutes. So once it's cool, then we can pop it out. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.
20 minutes later.
And now that the bowl is reasonably cool, we should be able to just pop that cake right out of there. So I'll just move this out of the way. We don't need that anymore. Grab a plate, grab the cake, and there we go. Came out basically perfectly. I know you can't see in the bowl, but I'm showing you anyway. There is the cake. Voila! My, that does smell delicious. I'm just gonna have a small piece. You don't mind, do you? Just look at that. Cuts beautifully. Nice and crumbly, but also nice and gooey right in the center. This is so good. So very good. Every single crumb. Thanks for watching this completely non-3D printing related Today I Made. If you liked it and you want to see more stuff like this, or the regular stuff we do on this channel, please do consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, ring that little bell to be notified when new content is uploaded here on YouTube. As always, I'm Jan, and this has been Today I Made. Thank you for watching, and you'll see me real soon. Anyway, what they go do is not read the instructions, clearly have no idea how to make cake,